So, Frank Wanderer, a Hungarian doctor, he teaches at some university over in Hungary, and or some, I think he said actually in Europe someplace, and he's got some very interesting things. But I just wanted to put this out there. This is just a snippet of some of his stuff. How do you tell when you are awake? There's seven areas. Seven? Yeah. How do you tell when you're awake? And this is the 7 qualities of an awakened people. And you know, in I think it was just last week, or maybe the week before, I talked about in Buddhism, there is this. The Buddha kind of laid out these indications of, you know, what it takes to be awake, from stream enter, non-returner, once returner, and an arhat. And he went into to kind of explain what each one of these, the qualities that each one of these persons would have to be in this particular place. And I think it was last week, and when because I mentioned that the the stream enterer kind of tips their toe into the stream and gets a taste of you know, spirituality, or of being present, or whatever it might be. But one of the parameters, or one of the areas that are a part of being a stream enterer, is the identification, the proper identification with the self, or the ego, or the personality view, you know, how we see ourselves. And anyway, this is Frank Wanderer's 7 qualities of awakened person. So this is a little bit more detailed than, in many ways, from the Buddhist perspective, but I thought it was very interesting. Number 1, our identification with a form ceases. A new space is generated between us and the form, and we are able to recognize that we are not identical to that form. And what that means, I'll just kind of mention these a little bit as we go. When he talks about form, he's talking about anything out in the outer world. You know, when we look out, we see forms. When we hear something, that's actually a form too. When we touch something, that's a form. So anything that we connect with our senses, even if we're eating food, that taste, that's a form. So again, when our identification with a form ceases, like we feel as if this out there is a part of me, and a new space is generated between us and the form, this awareness, and we are able to recognize that we are not identical to that form, that we are, you know, there obviously is a oneness, but we don't identify with ourselves really in an unconscious way. We don't identify something as being us, or being mine, you know, especially grasping and clinging onto something. Number 2, we virtually step out of the psychological time frame. We stop mulling over injuries of the past and do not build our identity for the future. And that is obviously being present, you know, being in the present moment, not worrying about the stuff that happened to me back then. Woe is me, or I don't want that stuff to happen again. Or worrying about the future, you know, what will happen, what will I be in the future, what will, you know, what am I afraid of, you know, those kinds of things. And number 3, here we go again, our ego disappears. Telling personal history stops, and the line of our accustomed identity is broken. So our personal history, of course, that is everything to do with the past. And the ego, from what I was reading and how, one of the ways he explains it is that the ego has a lot to do with the subconscious, or the unconscious, in such a way that when something happens to us, and like a memory, or something happens and it's suppressed, by the subconscious. I'm going here because that's our past. Something happens and it's suppressed by the subconscious, and we don't remember that. He says that the ego plays a big role in that. And the ego is actually the one that does that to protect us. And of course, we can't see the ego. And we have a hard time even defining the ego, but there's lots of ways to define it anyway. But the ego, and from a standpoint of Buddhism, is what is called the self. And the selflessness in Buddhism is the elimination of the ego. The ego disappears, and then our personal story is everything that happened in the past. We wake up in the morning, and for example, we wake up in the morning and go, who am I? Oh yeah, I'm Shane. I do blah de blah for work. I'm related to blah de blah. This is what I do. Now I have to get up and feed the cats because that's what I am. And we go on and on and on. So every morning when we come back out of consciousness, we create ourselves again and again. And if we want to uncreate that, we can actually do it the same way by basically forgetting that story, which is a story that the ego has created. Number 4, we are awake. Only the present moment exists for us. Our soul is permeated by the quiet of the miracle that is the consciousness and the joy of the existence. Of course, the present moment exists for us, but actually, it might be better to say that the present moment is the only thing that exists for us. And we're not, again, that psychological time of the past and the future does not have a determination on us, and we're more accustomed to that. It's almost like that space between the past and the future. We're so busy as a human, we look at what happened and what might happen, and all of this stuff in the middle here is skipped over. It's just bloop. And that is the presence, and that is who we truly are. That's our true nature in there, which we skip over many, many times. And sometimes we never go in there. It's always the past, future. We are free and independent of the forms and shapes and of the necessity of choosing from them. All of our suffering and problems have vanished, and we are surrounded by peace and tranquility. So the choices, again, we are free from and independent from forms and shapes. That's everything, the world situation. There's the inner world and the outer world, everything that we connect with our senses. If we are free from the desires for those things, free from any kind of attachments that we feel that we need this or want this or that we basically have to have these things, we will suffer. There's nothing wrong with these things, but when we attach to them, they will cause problems for us. And we're free of the necessity of the choosing of them, like choosing this over that, or choosing. The big choice is choosing the outer world rather than the inner world. Can we go in? Do we want to sit and go into meditation and experience this inner world, or do we want to sit in front of the TV and watch the news? Which is almost the opposite. All of our suffering and problems have vanished, and we are surrounded by peace and tranquility as a result of being in the present moment. There is only the pure existence. We are eyewitnesses, contemplating the dance of forms and shapes around us. We do not identify with anything. We are a conscious, free of the obligation to make choices. And again, he's kind of repeating a lot of the things that have already been said. There is the pure existence, our true nature. We are eyewitnesses. And this has come up the last several weeks, that we if anything, if we want to call ourselves something, we are the witness of this thing that experiences the world. Not the thing that experiences the world, but the thing that is witnessing that awareness. Very interesting, like taking a step back. Contemplating the dance of forms and shapes around us. So contemplating how, like Shane is in the world experiencing this and experiencing that, but who is actually able to say that Shane is in this world experiencing all of that? And that's who we truly are. We do not identify with anything, and we are consciousness free of the obligation to make choices. Number 7, the final quality of awakened people, we accept life as it is, and it is not done under pressure, since that acceptance is the result of our complete freedom. We accept the world as it is, and it's not done under pressure. We're not, you must accept this. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about accepting everything, and I see it as accepting that everything is a lesson, and that it's there for a reason. That we have our ups and downs in life. We might have a good year and a bad year, and another good year and whatever. But to accept all of this as something that we have to go through. Otherwise, if we don't get the lesson and learn from it, it will repeat itself. It'll play itself over and over again until we actually get it. I mean, really get it. So that's from Frank Wander. You can look up his name on the internet, and lots of things will come up. Lots of free reading material, and it's all really good. I really like his stuff. I actually ordered one of his books. I'm going to guide us through a meditation that is just kind of a standard meditation. I wanted to do like a setup practice, and most of you know what a setup practice is, and it could be counting your breaths or a metta practice. Or a body scan, and I'd like to do kind of a body scan here. I'll bring you to the breath. We'll do a body awareness or a body scan type of practice, and then we will just kind of settle into the meditation itself, and I'll kind of bring us back to the meditation practice and really using the guiding as like instructions for the practice itself, not taking you on a journey or anything like that, not taking you through the park with flowers and squirrels and things. But so please make yourself comfortable. Please bring your attention to the breath for a little while. Notice how the breath feels. Don't try to manipulate it or change it. You're breathing in and breathing out. And if you're not manipulating the breath, what is actually happening? Are you actually breathing, or is it the body that's breathing? And is the body you? See if you can just let all of this happen automatically. Just kind of set yourself free from any obligations or any need to be doing anything. We don't want to rest in a meditation posture and say, I need to do this. This is something I have to do every day. You should do it every day, but meditation in a way is just relinquishing any kind of duties. And meditation by design is probably one of the primary opportunities of the day to really become you, to settle into your true nature. And your true nature, who you really are, is just beingness. You're here, body and mind. The body's breathing, the body is sitting, all the organs are functioning. Nothing else to do. Don't have to worry about time. And once you set time aside, you can focus on the body, and if the body's comfortable, you can set the body aside as well. If the activity of the mind settles down, you can be mindful, but you don't have to worry about the mental activity. Nothing to do, no place to be, nothing to desire or change or wish for. Just allowing everything to be as it is. So bringing your attention to the breath, just feel the breath. Where do you feel it in the body? On the body. What is the body doing to perform this activity of breathing? Very simple. And so focusing on the breath and noticing the breathing just gives the mind something to do, because it's been doing things all day long. And we don't have a switch on our forehead where we can turn off the thinking, turn off the activity of the mind. We can't turn off the activities of the neurons, which is the electrical activity of the brain. And so we just give it a light job to do, and that is to focus on something like the breath. Use the breath as a tool for the mind and the intention to focus on, so that we can primarily do one thing, and that is to come into the present moment by eliminating any ideas or thoughts or emotions that are associated with the past or the future. Another thing we can do with that mental energy, that mental activity, is to allow it to help us relax the body. Body scanning is a setup practice. It's something that we can use really throughout the day and even at night while we're trying to sleep, if we have difficulty sleeping. Just focusing our attention on some part of the body and just purposely relaxing it. So bring your attention to the area of the forehead, around the side of the head and the back of the head, and just relax that area. Sometimes it's difficult just to imagine something relaxed, so we can use the breath along with that. Every time you exhale, just imagine that you're breathing through that area and allowing the forehead to relax as you exhale. It's kind of like sighing out any kind of tension or stress. And sometimes when we associate the flexing of the muscles, whether it's the forehead or the forearm, that is associated with tension. There's not necessarily physical tension or anxiety or anything like that involved, but a lot of times it's associated with that. So as you exhale, just imagine that any kind of tension or any kind of stress in the forehead is relieved. You can even imagine any wrinkles in the forehead immediately being gone. Bring this awareness down a little bit lower into the area of the eyes, relaxing the eyebrows and the eyelids, all the fine muscles of the eyes around the side of the head near the temples, behind the eyes and behind the head. Use the breath to relax this area. Now bring this relaxation down into the cheeks. Relaxing the cheeks, even the nose, the ears. Just visualize each one of these areas. It's like taking a slice of the body and relaxing that slice, that area. Bring that relaxation into the area of the cheeks and the jaw. And as you exhale, relax the tongue. And notice when you relax the tongue that it also goes down into the neck. This is a worthwhile area to work with a little bit. Exhaling, relaxing. Exhaling, relaxing. With the tongue relaxed and the neck relaxed, bring this relaxation into the shoulders. As you exhale, relax the shoulders. You might want to move them back and forth a little bit. And keep in mind what we're trying to do here is to relax the body enough to eliminate it, not have it be a part of our meditation. This is a good thing. As we exhale, allow this relaxation to move down into the arms, relaxing the biceps, the elbows and the forearms. Relax the wrists and the hands, fingertips. See if you can kind of get a pleasant, numb feeling within both arms. Now check in with the whole body, the forehead all the way down to the neck, into the shoulders, into the arms. Every time you exhale, make sure that it's relaxed, every bit of it. Now bring this relaxed awareness into the area of the torso, relaxing the upper back between the shoulder blades. Now bring this relaxation around the front of the body, relaxing the area of the heart. This is one of the primary chakras for us. We often talk about an opening of the heart, and the opening of the heart also means relaxing that area. See if you can relieve any tension that's a part of that. So we actually touched on several chakras, the forehead, the throat chakra. Now we're going relaxing the heart chakra. Now bring this relaxation into the middle of the back. And around the front, around the sternum or the upper stomach. Relaxing it with an exhalation. Now relaxing the lower back. And this is an area that a lot of people can use some serious work sometimes. As you exhale, relax this area. It's just like you're breathing cool, comfort, relaxation right into that area. Right through that area, if you like. Now bring this relaxation around the front of the body, relaxing the stomach. And take a nice deep breath, and with the exhalation, relax the hips. We're going to get into the legs now. Feel the body kind of settle into the cushion or the chair. Feel balanced within the body. Try to keep the back fairly straight, the chin lifted a little bit. Now bring this relaxation into the legs, relaxing the hamstrings and the thighs. These are the largest muscle in the body. This relaxation move down the legs into the area of the knees. Completely relaxed. Let this relaxation move all the way into the shins and calves, down into the feet. And now theoretically, the entire body should be relaxed, but yet stable. Your posture should be solid, but the body relaxed enough so that you can maintain this posture for a few more minutes. Hopefully there's very little discomfort, no pain. With each exhalation of the breath, sweep the body with relaxation from the top of the body all the way down to the toes. You can do this again and again, as many times as you like. Allowing the body to be comfortable and relaxed. So you're breathing in energy and prana. You're exhaling relaxation, comfort. Energy, relaxation. can stay with the body scan if you like. Otherwise, bring your attention back to the breath. Notice how that feels. So with a calm mind and a relaxed body, just give yourself permission to settle into the present moment. Notice that this is your true nature. No planning for the future. Nothing to think about or concerns to have for anything that happened in the past. And you can experiment with focusing on the space in between the thoughts, if you like. As mentioned, it's very hard to turn off the thinking mind. We're not trying to do that. But we are trying to allow everything to keep moving by, nothing to settle in. Nothing for us to grasp onto or to cling to. Everything is like a cloud. We wouldn't think of trying to grasp and hang on to a cloud and try to own a cloud. We would just accept it for what it is and let it do its thing. Which is be a cloud. And so we want our thoughts to be thoughts and our emotions to be emotions. The body to be the body, and the mind to be the mind. Complete acceptance of whatever happens, being okay with what is. And we can kind of come to an understanding that in many ways this could be about as good as that can get for us. Let's see how that feels. It's us getting to know us at a deeper level. You introducing you to yourself. Bring our palms together in front of us, if you like. May each one of us and all beings be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to us. May no difficulties come to us. May we all meet with spiritual and worldly success. And may we have the patience, the courage, and the understanding to meet and overcome any problems, any difficulties that we might face.